Hi, I'm Ben.
Hi, I'm Claire.
And we are
Hi,
Jinx. And we are feeling quintessentially British today.
Yes, it's summertime and it's coming up to my 1 year anniversary as a Brit, and we've been celebrating my heritage by talking about gin from Stoke-on-Trent, that sort of thing. So
very British,
extraordinarily
British. It's amazing that they managed to let your accent.
We've been walking around Saffron Walden drinking gin and tonics while we look at things.
It was really funny. We did it, and
everybody loved it.
They sort of stared at us like we were sort of
like they were jealous and we were genii.
I was going to say we were outcasts of society, but you're right. They were just jealous.
No, they loved it. They were like, these people are walking around with gins from their house. What a good idea.
They were like, which bar did you get them from? It was like the Bar of Thapper. Which
is,
And, we've been to the Bar of Filer before as well.
Many times.
Hopefully, what we show you in these videos is that it is possible to drink gin without it costing the earth.
Mm-hmm.
If you source it and you buy the whole bottle and you treat it judiciously, you can drink a gorgeous gin and tonic of a very high level for a couple of quid.
Exactly.
And I think that's actually a really important message.
Yeah.
And today, we're going to do that on a very British level.
So, we're going to do a comparative, well, not so much a comparative as like a positively comparative tasting.
A comparative and also a celebratory.
Exactly, yes. Because sometimes it's fun to get a couple of gins that do a similar thing and talk about how they're different and why we love them. So,
what's the most British thing you can possibly think of apart from talking about the weather?
And, fish and chips and politics and
Brexit, yeah. Tea.
So, specifically Earl Grey. So we have a couple of gins here today. This here is the wonderful Cambridge breakfast gin.
I grew up in Cambridge, so big. I feel a bit of love towards these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I feel really bad. I think I actually went to school with Lucy Lowe, who runs Cambridge Gin.
Oh, that's cute.
Maybe she was a year below me, because I'm terribly old. But I was a social pariah at school, so it was horrific.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think she was a year below me, and so it's been really nice to reconnect.
Yeah.
So we have a comparison. This is gorgeous.
So that basically, this has marmalade and Earl Grey as flavours in it, and breakfast gin. So
tea and marmalade. That's like classic British, isn't it?
Absolute classic. And so I've yet to actually have this for breakfast. But I imagine it would be absolutely delicious.
I actually don't believe you.
A nice brunch cocktail.
Have you never had that for breakfast?
I was going to. The morning I got up early to watch the Game of Thrones finale, I was going to have this for breakfast, but it was just a little too early, and I wanted to be really sharp and awake to notice everything. So.
We've got a comparison. So, for 3 years, I worked at this beautiful opera festival in Buxton, the Buxton Opera Festival. And I spent a lot of my time sourcing some lovely gins.
And telling me about them.
Oh, I feel like 3 and O2 made a lot of money out of us. Probs. I was really, really, really keen to try some local gin, because whenever I go and do a gig somewhere, I'm like, local gin. This is from Macclesfield.
That's one of the ways we build up our collections, right? We're always on the lookout when we travel.
Right,
we travel a lot, being musicians and that sort of thing.
This is from Macclesfield, which is about 10 miles down the road. Look how beautiful this bottle is.
Absolutely stunning.
And this is
like something out of a fairy tale.
I know, and it is a bit of a fairy tale.
And can we show them the handwritten batch number on the back as well? Because that really tickled me.
This bad
Love
boy.
it. Yeah. The gold Sharpie.
I loved this, and obviously I was sat around for a month and a half, and I was thinking, I've got to find some local things, blah blah blah. And I'm going to give a big shout out to Charlie Houston Sykes, who is a big ginner and pretty much has cultivated my taste of gin and love of gin. She sort of saw me as somebody who had a palate, but was willing to sort of explore different things, and she tested me and she was like, try this. So we have, this is a very different type of Earl Grey gin. It's got little berries in it, there's a hint of vanilla. this sort
I
of
have yet to try this one as well. So
this very much celebrates
genuine taste.
This is very much celebrates the Great British Breakfast.
Okay.
This takes Earl Grey as a botanical and goes, what will go with that in a gin? And it's going to be interesting to see what's what, because I feel
like their serves will be different.
This is like a tribute to Earl Grey. This is a British tribute.
Okay.
And what's going to be better? Who knows? It's really, really.
Or
really...
they might be wonderful for different purposes.
Right. Should we start with Cambridge?
Yeah, I reckon we start with a bit of Cambridge. So we already know that we love Cambridge gin. I'm going to very carefully pick that up. It's like playing Jenga, isn't it? There you go. Oh, that's quite a big shot of Vigneault.
Well, we're just going to pour what's left into there for the
exactly.
G&T anyway. So.
Exactly. So, yeah, we know that we love Cambridge gin. We know it's a wonderful product. So this is basically...
We love Cambridge. Sorry, that's like what we do at Cambridge United. Like
we should be drinking this
We love
pumping down the
Cambridge.
river.
We love Cambridge. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Gosh, you get a lot of the marmalade on the nose, don't you? It's lovely.
Much orange and sort of aged orange. I know that's the thing. You get that from that marmalade. It's not just like it's not one of those.
Yeah.
It's a really aged sort of thing. You get
sort
the
of
feel.
Caramelized.
Yeah. The sugarized.
Yeah.
I know whether that's because caramelized involves heat. It's not.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever it is, sugarized in some way. But that's sort of dried down with the tea.
Yeah, and then I think you get some of the
it should be too sweet,
tannins of the tea. No, but the tannins of the tea dry it down on the way on the aftertaste is the word I was looking for.
Because it's fair to say it should be too sweet on the initial nose.
But remember, I was just remembering that I'm a big fan of another gin that contains sort of Earl Grey botanicals, and that's Half Hitch. And similarly,
you are.
That's not sweet. That's not a sweet gin at all. That's a lovely dry gin.
Very dry.
That just does a beautiful job of incorporating the black tea and the bergamot orange.
And that incorporates things. There's like a sort of peppery nose to that.
That's very woody.
This is
earthy.
sweeter than that. This is literally the tribute. If you were to sit down at your nan's for breakfast and she'd like serve you half a grapefruit and like your marmalade on toast and a cup of tea.
Yeah. But you make it, it's better than that. And I would say also, like I was saying about
isn't that brilliant? That's an amazing memory.
It is an amazing memory. And also I think this would work beautifully as an afternoon tea. Like imagine having this with your high tea, with your scones and your little sandwiches and...
But imagine if you wanted to tribute a martini to your nan. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
You popped in a bit of martini to that. It has the strength of flavour to hold all of those different things together.
Yeah, actually, you're right. This would be lovely to make a martini with.
Be beautiful.
We might have to get creative with it at some point.
Really,
let's start by making a G&T.
We've got some glasses. Do you need a bit more in there? Or you alright?
No, I'm alright for the moment.
Yeah, I think we're alright actually.
So, are we gonna pop a bit
You're gonna do some uncultured peelage.
Oh no, the peeling is quite cultured, I would say, as long as I don't injure myself. But that has happened before, so.
Always use a potato peeler, people.
Oh, that smells good.
You get the aroma rather than the sweetness. I think it's nice.
I'm not very good at this, guys. I think there's more on the floor
in
my lap than there is in the glass.
It started well and faded, hasn't it? Yeah.
Boy, that smells good though. Oh, that's so fresh. So
also, that's the thing. Interestingly, pass that back over.
Oh.
You get when you do this, when you segment an orange, you get a lot of sweetness. But when you use a potato peeler and get the skin and rind and what have you zest off, you get something really aromatic. It's very special, and it's not specifically sweet.
Yeah, I agree.
I covet
it's
this.
Very fresh.
I covet this.
Very
it's very fresh. Yeah, exactly.
Careful.
On it.
Yeah. So as the G&T, that's lovely. That's refreshing. It's delicate. The tea is there. The tannins are on the aftertaste, I would say, more than in the body of it.
If you don't like orange, give it a miss. Let's be really clear. If you don't like orange, give it a miss because it's very marmaladey and it suits an orange garnish.
Yeah.
So, like, if you love orange, it's going to be your favourite gin of all time.
Yeah. I really feel like having this with, like, an orange-infused scone with some really delicious clotted cream.
Yeah, just a piece of toast. In a way, like it just
Buttery,
reminds you of that
toast.
Breakfast in that way. It's
absolutely delicious.
It's that British sort of breakfast mentality. Imagine, although I say that it's British, like what about the buttery elements? What wouldn't lend itself to a croissant?
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Imagine having like a freshly baked croissant
Yeah.
with some marmalade.
Like our Christmas morning, our marmalade, marmalade mimosas with those little oven pastries, a croissant and the pain
It would be delicious. That was delicious. This would be delicious.
Yeah.
So imagine like putting it all together with the slightly drying element of the Earl Grey tea, which isn't the champion of it.
Yeah.
And that's the really interesting thing. It sort of sold itself as being an Earl Grey, but it's not the champion of.
Yeah, it's an element, and you're absolutely right. It's a balancing element. So, just noticing how long we have been chatting, shall we?
Shall we swap glasses?
Careful.
Swap.
No, you.
I'm
You pick up and you start talking about the other one while I swap my glasses.
Well, I've got to get this bad boy. So.
Okay.
Imagine you're sat in a town for a month. You've learnt the part that you're going to sing, and you're wandering around going, what shall I do? I'd like to go for some lunch somewhere nice, blah, blah, blah. And you stumble upon somewhere that sells gin and does it quite professionally. That Bucks and Gin, they do down there as well, which is also delicious. But this stuff...
We need to hurry up because we're nearly at 12 minutes.
Alright.
Somebody has to be the...
We've got the police over here. Oh, look at the coloration.
Look at the colour. Right, you take that and talk about it, and I'm going to pour my own.
I mean, if that isn't tea, what is? It's either tea or a urine sample. I'm not quite sure, but let's go as tea. It looks beautiful.
Okay, put that down very carefully next to you.
Thank you.
Ah!
Thanks, Mum.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that smells lovely.
So this is a really more interesting thing because it's not linked into the British breakfast in that way. It's just Earl Grey. What goes with Earl Grey? So you've got...
This tastes a lot more like Earl Grey, I would say.
That's interesting. So it celebrates Earl Grey more as a botanical. You've got elderberries. You've got a bit of vanilla in there.
There's a lot of depth.
And then you have the characteristics that make a traditional gin. You do have things like coriander. You do have things like orris root in there.
Yeah. So overall, this is a sort of a drier and sort of earthier product, I would say.
Would you like breakfast or would you like a gin? This is maybe the more alcoholics version.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I think I love both of them because I think that the Cambridge is very light and fresh, and then this is sort of deeper and sexier.
You probably have to do a weird secret handshake to be allowed to drink this stuff.
Right, let's be quick about it. Were we going to?
So I thought Earl Grey, I thought jasmine pearls. I'm just going to put it out there. Got some beautiful jasmine pearls.
In one of his beautiful little...
These are designed
pots.
to make tea out of.
Just one?
A few, like 2 or 3.
2 or 3, okay.
Because of the time we've got. Like if you had 10 minutes, you just put one.
You're right.
I'm going to waz another fever tree.
So,
shout out to Tarquins as well for these sexy glasses.
Absolutely stunning glasses. Also a wonderful gin that we need to talk about at some point because they've got an enormous collection.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And also shout out to Borough Market in London for selling these.
Yeah, absolutely stunning, right.
So yeah, we've got a bit of jasmine in there. It's like Aladdin.
The jasmine works beautifully, and I knew it would the second I tasted the gin.
It's because of the aromatic, the heady element of it. And if you don't like jasmine, there are things that you could add to it, like cardamom. I think would work really well, for example. Fenugreek, like I'm biased because of my Indian spices, but those sorts of things would work really, really well with it. This is a real Earl, as opposed to the other one, which is a brilliant British gin. This is real Earl Grey gin. So this is like, you know, you've got to sort of think what goes with Earl Grey rather than what goes with the British breakfast.
Yeah, this is my evening one. I would say this is my day and this is my evening.
That's the way to be an alcoholic.
I really, really like them both, and
How to Be an Alcoholic by Claire Filer, right there.
Yeah, exactly. Have an Earl Grey for every time of the day.
You're a poet. You don't know it.
And then the half hitch is for after dinner because that one's like really, you know.
And then an Earl Grey ice cream afterwards infused with like, I don't know, ethanol.
Something like that.
Cheers.
Right. Cheers, everybody.